Hello, everybody, my friends, my colleagues, my enemies. Welcome to AIMBOT, yet another episode of AIMBOT. And I do have to apologize. This was supposed to be yesterday. That is true. I did have a couple of dropouts. So there's a company that does all of the fiber optics in Australia called the NBN, or the National Broadband Network. It was having problems. So in order not to subject you to the dropouts, I rescheduled. And I do thank you for your patience and your temerity in waiting for me to do this stream. I've sort of been working a bit, and so good to see you all. Hello, Amy. Lots of love, Amy. Amy, I saw yesterday. Beamsy, lots of love, Beamsy. Pragmatic Crystal, Big Bad Mama, Aussie Gold. So good to see you all. And I'm going to talk about sort of that conflict of the trolls, where Sea Science sort of got. He's a weird one. He's a weird one, right? But the big news today, and I'll just get my control panel up here, because I did promise to work on the membership stuff over the weekend, and I got approved for it. So I'll just make sure it is working and everything before I start to, do stuff. So I want to let you know that I worked really hard, and probably for somebody that's sort of artistically inclined, it would have taken a very short amount of time, but it took me ages. I got to admit, I am so artistically challenged that it really did take me ages. So what do I have on offer? Look, this is going to be the shill stream, really. Like, no, honestly, I people did super chat and say, when are you having memberships? So I really tried to set it up. I'm not sure if it's actually working yet, which is really upsetting, actually. But I do have that membership coming. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not actually working for me. Give me 1 second, and I'll just check the status in my thing. But I will definitely. And do let me know. Actually, I'll just go to the page and see if we've got a join button. Maybe people can let me know if we have a join or not. Let's see. Wait, why would I have it does say join. It does say join. Do I not have access to my own perks? Is this the tricks that YouTube is playing on me? I've got to pay myself to get my own perks. Is this what's happening? Is this something that oh no, here we go. Okay, so just to let you know what I've got on the the emoji thing, because look, I worked really hard on these. I'm really sorry. I'm terrible artistic things, but I tried my hardest, and I have good mark, which you can say, hey, underscore read good. Okay, I'm not sure I wanted that, but okay. Well, they are kind of working. I'll have to fix that underscore thing, definitely. So I've got a good one. So if you want to say something's good, there's the good one. I have the evil one. So yeah, I am appropriating from the Christian ideology, because they appropriated from everybody else. Look, as far as I see it, it's liberation of concepts, quite frankly. So I've got that one. Yeah, that is the demonic mark, Big Bad Mama. That is it. That's me with horns and fire. So if you're a Christian and you want to say that Mark Reed is a demonic evil demon, that emoji will say it for you. I have a logic slap as well. Oh, thank you. I don't think I'm the goat, but yeah, thanks, Daryl. That's awesome. Okay. Awesome. So there's the logic slap as well. And this one, I'm not sure. This is my favorite one. It didn't come out that great, but it's did I turn this episode's monetization on? There's a good question. I probably did. I've been trying to get into the rhythm of things, Amy, and you probably know what I mean when it's the rhythm of things, like you set things up and then go to the thing and then set it all up kind of thing. So um, yeah, I think I did. Yes, I did. I did. I'm ahead of the game. Yeah, so that one, I'm not sure how it came out. I thought it was funny. It says keep calm and masturbate. So I really, you have to squint to see it, but that's what it definitely says. Which, to be honest with you, the only reason I put it up there is because I found it hilarious. Um, so yeah, that's all set up. So, if you do want to join, people were bugging me about it. So I did work on it. I did do it. So there you are. I'm live for memberships. Everything's in Australian dollars, apparently. I don't think I can change that. So it's in dollary dues. So you're getting extra value there. Yeah, so that's all done. You know, don't. I love to have you. I think most of the offers that I'm making are around sort of um, gaming, um, stuff like watch exclusive game streams and be invited to games that I play. The games that I usually play are stuff like Stellaris and sort of grand strategy stuff, Civilization, um, the um, the um, the stuff like that. I do a lot of survival games as well, like Ark and God, why am I having a mental blank? I mean, this stuff I play all the time. I like strategy. I like roguelites, like Risk of Rain. I play um Green Hell. I play Dyson Sphere. I play Factorio. I love to do multiplayer in Factorio. That is really cool. Is Factorio multiplayer, like making factories, and Satisfactory, if you're familiar with that. Valheim, Project Zomboid, I'm a fan of. So I do play a sort of a lot of different games, which I have a lot of fun in. So if that interests you, there you go. You can start gaming with me. But it's more just having the membership up there for whoever's interested. Right. So that's that. Chill over. All done. It feels weird to be pushing myself. I feel like, yeah. It's a very weird weird thing. Um, yeah, so the thing yesterday was, or yesterday for me, I'm not sure if it was yesterday for everybody else, it might have been this morning, was that sort of sea science and his talking over people and just not having a conversation. It was very interesting. There seems to be a cadre of people on the creationist side that don't want a conversation. In fact, the only reason they go into places that conversation about theology and philosophy is happening is to silence the opposition by basically just constantly talking into the mic. And it's incredibly bad faith. I got a little like, why is he talking over people like Beamsy and people like Grace? And so I went in there and did the same as him, but probably about 1.5 times as worse. Like I really was talking in bad faith. And I admit that I was doing it there. And I guess I wanted to sort of say afterwards, hey, think about what happens if everybody does this. Like, there's no conversation, there's no gain to be made. It's just noise at that point. And I think I was trying to make that point. Was that sort of a bit immature and childish? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was being sort of, well, you did it to me, which is not a good reason to do something, admittedly. But I suppose I was just sort of trying to make the point that anybody can do this if they are so inclined. Anybody can sort of go in there and sort of, just constantly talk so the other person can't, and all it creates is just noise. Um, what is something you can do and that not everyone can do is go in there and make a decent argument, like actually entertain and use logic and rationality. Well, I mean, I'm gonna put it up as a room rumble, Big Bad Mama. I don't know. I was in two minds afterwards of whether I should or not. Like, is there any reason to stoop to that kind of level? Maybe. I mean, I did get consoled by the fact that I kind of made the point that, hey, this is something that I can do worse than you can, and it just nobody wins out of this. But I think when you're at sort of a level of sea science, you can't win by argumentation. You don't have any reasonable arguments. You can't win by arguing the points. So instead, you know that there's that old adage: if you can't hammer the facts, hammer the table, kind of thing. So he just makes a scene to stop all conversation, kind of thing. But um, there is there is no real reason why we have to do that to one another. I really do like Disciple Day, who is a very very nice person, very very nice to talk to, and I've got all the time in the world for someone like that. But Sea Science, I definitely have blocked. Like, I don't see the point. But I will put that up. That will be coming in the next couple of days. I'll leave a sort of commentary at the start to explain what's going on and why I did what I did, because that's important. But for the moment, I want to start aimbotting. I kind of expected the shill to be longer, but I'm glad it isn't. I'm really glad it isn't. So let's start the aimbot. And as I understand it, Grayson, who is a great guy, Grayson, or Critical Base Theory, is a great guy. Actually, I'll get his YouTube channel. He's going to debate him, and I don't know why. Like, a debate with that person it seems kind of pointless to me. He's not going to he never approaches things in good faith. In fact, I've caught him lying about things, just blatantly lying about what people have said or what people have done. Not just misinterpretation, but just outright lying. But apparently Grayson might be debating him, so I don't know why, Grayson, but you're a yeah. Oh, really? The original book Iron Giant has a much different ending. A dragon comes to Earth and lands on Australia and demands human sacrifices. Wow, okay. I did not know that. I did like the animated film, Iron Giant. I thought that was good, but that sounds interesting. Dragon, hey? Because I'm pretty sure there wasn't a dragon in the film, as far as I know. And here we are. Now, just for the record, what are we doing today? We're going in and we're looking at Reddit's Am I the Arsehole post and finding out who's morally bankrupt, who's not morally bankrupt, who should be thrown to the wolves, who should be rescued from the cold. We're doing some consensual judging of people's actions. Um, so yeah, do feel free to chime in to give your opinions. I'm really interested. Some of the opinions that chat has is questionable. I'm looking at you, Big Bad Mama, but always interesting. So that's great. I'll just get up a thing for the poll, and we will have a poll at the end and see what people actually think, which will be fun. I'll just set up a simple poll thing. Excellent. Okay, and just for the record, I haven't seen any of these before. This is the first time I've looked at them. I have no prior knowledge, or I haven't gone away and done an evaluation. You're seeing them exactly as I'm seeing them. So there is absolutely no sort of background checkup. This is my first reaction to them. And the first one up is by Substantial Fee. Substantial fee. Okay, well, I mean, that's not great, I must admit. Am I the arsehole for not allowing my son to go to his friend's house because of his parents' alternative lifestyle? That's a yes. That's a yes. What? Why? What? Why? I mean, uh, he's going to find out sooner or later that yours isn't the only lifestyle. Like, is it the nuclear family thing that is your lifestyle? And you're in, all right. Let's read it. Okay, color me intrigued on this one. Color me interested. Over the current school year, my 7-year-old son has become good friends with a boy in his class. That's cool. You know, everybody like why friends are hard to make for some people. Friends are hard to make for me. You know, it's not that easy to make friends, people that share your things. Why would you limit your? Let's find out. Apparently, I've allowed the boy to visit for play dates at my home, but made excuses when his mum invites my son to her house. Okay, well, you're a bit of a douche. I feel like a prude to say it, but I don't agree with their lifestyle and don't want my son to exposed to whatever goes on in their house. What do you think is going on in their house? The boy's mum is in her early 30s and his father is around 60. They're also polyamorous, and another woman lives in their house, and she also has children with the father. The father has a lot of children, many of them adults now, and has a grandchildren and great grandchild that are older than his youngest child. Okay. Well, I mean, they're just in a polyamorous relationship. Do you think that they're going to be like having sex in front of your boy or something? Like, um, I don't. Yeah. What are they going to be doing in front of them? Uh, aren't you here? Do you follow, Mark? No, I don't. Oh, yeah, that's the Christ brings a sword. Got you. No, Christ brings a sword hangs round. Um, I pray for your destruction as a sign to those who follow you. Really? I mean, you want me to be destroyed. So, like, you know, I'm a human being with needs and feelings, and I I you know, yeah, no, don't threaten people with destruction, dude. Same goes for you. Yeah, okay. Well, let's get you're coming very close to my ban hammer, buddy, and I don't want to use it because there's no reason to sort of use this stuff. But you're coming real close to getting the old banneroo, mate. Um, yeah, I must have closed my thing. So. Um, Big Bad Mama, you're the mod of the hour. If Christ brings a sword wants to threaten with destruction, why would you do that? Isn't every life precious, and isn't life hard enough without people wishing destruction upon you? I mean, how would you feel if somebody sort of said, "Hey, I hope you get destroyed." Um, that's I don't wish you destruction. Christ brings a sword. I wish the very best for you. I hope you have a life full of well-being and joy. I really do. I can't imagine you have much joy wandering around, wanting people to be destroyed. You don't believe in prayer, so don't worry. Oh, I'm not worried. Well, the only thing I'm worried about is how much hate you live with in your life. If you're wishing destruction upon people, that's really bad for your sort of internal view of yourself. Sort of so going around sort of um, getting angry and wanting people to be destroyed and getting people, wanting people to be harmed. It's not good for your own psyche because that you don't really wish destruction on me. I've never done anything to you, not personally to you. I mean, I disagree with your religion, and your religion will probably die out and die a slow and painful death as sort of people turn away from it. But I hope you have the most full of well-being and joyful life you can, because that's what I do. I hope people enjoy their lives. Anyway, that aside, well, that was a really weird aside, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, that was weird. That was weird. Gotta say, gotta say. Okay. I don't want my son exposed to their family dynamic as I think multiple partners living with your child is wrong. Why is it wrong? Why? Why is it wrong? And this will set bad example for my son. He has already asked me questions because he has been confused about what his friend has told him and doesn't understand how his friend has two mums and a dad. Is there something wrong with having more than one parent? Like, are you going to stop him from, seeing a divorced couple because they've got two dads or something? Like, I don't understand. Like, why can't you just explain, hey, some people live a different way? Um, Here's the reasons I think it's wrong because, whatever reasons that you've got I mean, I don't know your reasons. I'm not going to say, hey, you're definitely wrong kind of thing. I don't see a problem with polyamory. It's not what I choose. I like having one partner. I'm not going to judge people for having more than one. That's fine. As long as you love each other and there's a you know social dynamic that everybody's happy with, I don't have a problem with it. But he's going to find out sooner or you know what I mean? Like this whole idea, well, I just won't tell him about this thing that clearly exists in the world because, you know, do you think kids aren't going to find out? Do you think they're not going to talk at school? It's better to hear what your opinion is from you than to find out from somebody at school. Like, seriously, banning kids from knowledge isn't going to save them in some way. It's just going to make them unprepared for life. So I don't get what you're trying to achieve here. I'm also concerned about what they may see or hear at their home as they are very alternative parents. There are several teenagers who live in their home, and I would be concerned about how they would treat my son or what he would learn from them. The family has a bad reputation locally, and I haven't heard great things. Well, I mean, that is rumor. I understand that you want to protect your son, but that is kind of rumor. A mum friend of mine lives on their street and says they regularly have loud parties with all sorts of people there, and the kids are constantly riding dirt bikes up and down the street. Not the dirt bikes. Not the dirt bike. I don't think they're going to be like inviting your kids to loud parties. We're talking about like a play date. It's not the dirt bikes. Is there something about dirt bikes? Is that like trail bikes kind of thing, or is it like motorcycle dirt bikes? Are they talking about motorcycles? I mean, yeah, that's a little annoying if it's noisy, but I mean, I don't know if that's a reason why you should stop your son from seeing his friend. The mum seems nice and the boy has been polite and mostly well behaved at my home. Some swearing, but after I told him we don't allow it, he stopped. Okay, sure. How old is your son? 7 years. All right, 7-year-old swearing his tits off. Sure. Okay, you asked him to stop. He stopped. I don't see the problem here. The problem seems to be fears that exist in their own head. The last time I turned down the mum's offer to a play date, she wasn't taking no for an answer. Yeah, because she's actually probably concerned that her son has a friend that he's not allowed to see. The mum told me she could do any time and day, would pick him up and drop him off. I couldn't say no, so I told her I'd get back to her and have been avoiding her ever since. You got to rip that band-aid off, my man. You got to rip that band-aid. Like, seriously, this is untenable in the long run. But of course, you know that because you're on Reddit asking for Reddit's advice, and Reddit's going to call you an ass. You know that Reddit's going to go, "Hey, you're an ass, mate." Like, seriously. In fact, I'm going to change my thing. Poster is an ass. And of course, I will use the King's English to spell it. Avoiding it ever since. How long do you think they can go on for? My son has also been begging to go over his friend's house as his friend told him his mum had asked and I said no. Ah, buddy, you're gonna just push your son away from you. He's brought it up a lot and called me rude names over it. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm calling you rude names over it, so I mean, I can't. Yeah, all right. Apparently, his friend has a skate ramp in his backyard, as well as a treehouse, trampoline, and zip line. To him, that sounds awesome. To me, it sounds dangerous. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, what the yeah. Is this is probably your first child? You do notice that with like I noticed when my brother had their first child, they were like, "No, you can't let them play on this, and you can't let them do that. You know, stop. You've got to protect them. That's too dangerous," kind of thing. Um, by their third child, it was like, yeah, just let them do whatever. Kids, kids will be kids, and that they're quite resilient, and they will get into trouble. They'll occasionally get hurt. Um, you know, oh yeah, proper FTV. Yeah, he sounds like a real bummer, man. Like seriously, dude. Like seriously. I mean, here's the thing. We used to have a trampoline in the backyard, incredibly dangerous. It was like a pit trampoline. You'd get caught in it all the time. You'd get hurt occasionally. You'd get you know, at least there's no mystery about who's morally bankrupt and shit. Absolutely, Sabaon. Absolutely. I'm sorry I mispronounced that because I obviously did. Um, yeah, so yeah, thanks for showing us what's morally bankrupt. Christ brings a sword. Thank you. That's awesome. Um, yeah, so we used to get hurt all the time. You know how but you'd get hurt with the stupidest things. Like I shot my brother in the face with a Nerf sort of gun, like a plastic dart gun, and it broke a tooth. Like you can never tell what's going to hurt kids. It's just to you it sounds dangerous. Oh, heaven forfend your kid gets a boo boo. Come on now, buddy. My husband thinks I'm being an asshole for not allowing the play date for superficial reasons. Yeah, he's kind of right. And then I'm upsetting our son for no reason. He admits he shares my concerns about the polyamorous relationship the parents have and isn't sure our son should be exposed to it, but he argues he already has been exposed from his friend who talks to him about it. Yeah, exactly. You should sit your son down and talk to them about it, and um, sort of let it come from you. Like, explain this. It's not, I know it's not a great conversation to have. It's not easy, but the alternative is he's going to learn from other people. At least then you'll be able to explain why you think it's not a good lifestyle choice. Oh, hello, Soren. Love to see you. Who else has rocked up? Oh, yeah, Hill Hugger. Good to see Ember. Fantastic to see you, mate. Yeah, so fear the Lord, your days are now short. No. Well, actually, that's kind of true because it's going into winter, and winter we have shorter days. So that is true, kind of. But I don't know why I should fear the Lord over that. I don't. If the Lord wants me to fear them, they can come and tell me themselves. How about that? Christ brings a huge amount of weed. Um, yeah, like just come and let me know, buddy. I don't it's weird that he wants to let me know that I should fear them, but uses people who are kind of really cringe like you to do so. I don't know why he would choose people that are so cringe. Because that's just cringy, really. Sorry, mate. It's just yeah. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not afraid of the Lord. I'm not afraid of the devil. It's a weird thing when you're an atheist. You don't have these um these fears that you have. Like I live with no fear of a god or a devil or an afterlife or being punished for anything. All I worry about is other people and um doing the right thing by them and taking care of each other. I don't have any fears of things like that. It's kind of you talk to atheists and actually it's kind of liberating that you can sort of stop being afraid of hell and stop being afraid of all of that stuff. It there's no reason to fear that, and um, once you understand that humans are just a part of biology and part of the natural world, you don't have to fear about any of that stuff. It's just, life will go on, with or without me, and there's a sort of comfort in that. It's actually quite cathartic to know that you're just part of a chain that may go on and may not. It's fine, perfectly fine. So, yeah, maybe think about that. Like, think about how you would be if you didn't have to sort of worry about hell, or worry about what God's going to do to you, or worry about fearing anybody. I don't have to fear. It's very liberating. But that's just me. Okay. Am I the arsehole for denying the play date? Absolutely. 100%. I'm not stopping them from being friends and still allow the boy around my house. I don't see why it matters where they play, and therefore would prefer it happening in my home where it is safer. Look, you because what you're doing is you're insulating your child from the world, from other lifestyles, other perspectives, you're basically putting your kid into a box where they're not going to have a decent way to interpret these things. As they get older, they're going to learn about anyway. They won't have any context for evaluating the things that they're going to run into. And believe me, they're going to run into them. You are not doing your child a service. You're not protecting them in some way. What you're doing is putting them in a position where they have no context and no understanding of the thing that they're going to the things that they're going to encounter in their life, because they're going to encounter this. Like you say, he's already talking to the boy about their living situation and their lifestyle choice. Yeah, I agree. I agree. She doesn't approve the polyamorous relationship. She doesn't want to explain it. Well, I think that she's just looking down on their family. She's just looking down on them and going, "Hey, I don't like your family. I don't like, um, I don't like sort of how you live and what you're doing. So I'm going to, um, I'm going to basically look down on you, condescend to you. It's not cool." Well, I don't think it's cool anyway. I think that you should evaluate people not by the way that they live, but the content of their character. I mean, you've sort of said, "Hey, they seem really nice." To be honest with you, this sounds, um, this sounds really cool. To be honest with you, uh, you know, they sound like a really cool people. I don't understand what the problem is. Mm. Oh, really? I should check my lymph nodes. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's, so I do wonder how morally reprehensible you have to be to sit around wishing cancer on people, which is, you know, maybe you should re-examine what you're doing if you're sitting around wishing cancer on people. Um, yeah, no, I do get checked, but thank you for asking. Um, just just so you know, once in a while I do check my prostate as well. Just letting you know. Just have that visual image for you. Yeah, just time him out, big bad mama. Just time him out. So I'm going to give you a timeout to think about it, but I want you to think about me checking my prostate while you do that. Yeah, yeah, on the regular, buddy. I do. So just because you wish cancer on somebody doesn't mean it happens. Christ brings a sword. It's cancer. It's caused by genetics and mutagens and chemicals and things like that. It's not caused by you fervently wishing on it, but um, sort of how much of a morally bankrupt prick do you have to be to wish cancer on somebody? I have loved ones. My brother is very religious and Christian. Does he deserve the the horror of seeing his brother die. Like, what are you wishing for here? What you know? I it's oh, it's more of a reference to the bubonic plague. Sorry, wrong one. Really? Nobody's really gotten the plague for, once we've got that once we got sort of antibiotics and, you know penicillin, the plague kind of stopped, bro. I don't. Yeah, I'm really sorry, but when was the last case of the bubonic plague that you heard about? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I don't have the plague. I did take a shower today and scrubbed up, and I'm pretty sure I'm Black Death free. Such a weird. Is that weird to anybody else? Like, people just sitting around wishing plague and pestilence on people. Like, seriously? Wow, 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 wow. So strange. I don't think it's that common. I don't think it's that common. Hang on a second. Um, how many cases worldwide of Black Death are there yearly? In recent decades, an average of 7 human plague cases have been reported each year. That's CDC. I think that's for the US. Yeah, that's the US. So roughly 7, right, per year. Average. So 1 to 17, basically. So I don't, my chances are good, I think. I think I'm gonna be okay. And yeah, as you pointed out, it's very, very curable. Yeah, I get you. I get you, VMT, but it's probably in third world countries and stuff like that. There is no play. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's a conspiracy. Thanks, Soren. Thank you. That's not really. So since 1910, no, okay. Are you sure? Oh, globally, yeah. So since 1910, um, in total, there was 1,371 cases, 535 deaths across Australia since 1910. Yeah, no, there's no 5 people got it in California. Yeah, okay. So it's hardly like the thing. I don't have a lot of contact with rats. I hate to break it to you, but I don't have a lot of contact with rats, which is how you sort of it's passed along. Oh, really? The leprosy is two sparrows. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, I don't wish the plague on you, Christ brings a sword. I hope you have a happy life, but somehow I doubt it with the sheer amount of vitriol going through you. Not an asshole. Oh, no assholes here. Okay. Oh, really? Well, I love Reddit. Hey, these people lead a very uncommon and open sexual lifestyle. It's crazy to be cautious sending my own kid, so long as they're not Mormon. Okay. Yeah. Well. I don't know. What is it with Reddit? Just tell me what you think, Reddit. Don't hold back. Yeah, I must admit, polyamory is. I don't think you're born polyamory, like you're born sort of gay or you know. Yeah, I know Beamsy, I know, but I'm doing a stream right now. I don't know if you noticed. Um, yeah, I know, right? Like vending machines. Like people try to like get into vending machines or they hit them when their thing doesn't come out, try and shake them loose, and they're killed by vending machines. Uh age yet? Nobody, not the arsehole. Trust your gut, mama. Well, here's the thing, they're trusting you. That's the thing. Like, so if you don't trust them with your kid, why are they trusting you with theirs? Right? So that's the thing. Like, yeah, it's yeah, it's weird that you go, oh well, I don't know them. How am I supposed to trust? They're trusting you with their kid. I don't. Not the asshole. Your concerns about dangerous activities. Uh, seriously, I don't know what's wrong with Reddit. I don't know what's wrong with them. Honestly, the 30-year age difference is okay. Yeah, it's polyamory, not polygamy. So polygamy is where one person has multiple wives. So but polyamory is just basically they have relationships. Everybody in the relationship has multiple relationships. They're free to do. You're the asshole. Yes. Why not go over there for the first playdown and get the lay of the land instead of listening to town girls? Yeah, yeah. I understand you have your moral ethics you don't agree with. Doesn't mean yours are better and safer. Yeah, you think you've got a sort of moral superiority because you don't approve of their lifestyle. Yeah, not all families are the same. Yeah, he's going to find that out sooner or later. I don't. Yeah. Where have I heard this before? Oh yeah, racism, homophobia, transphobia, etc. This isn't any different. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I got to agree with this one. Is being exposed to their lifestyle. Wow, it's a really mixed bag. Mostly not the asshole. You're the asshole because you aren't being honest with the other family. If your honest reasons make you feel like a jerk, maybe they're jerky reasons. Yeah. If they think they're legitimate reasons, speak them with your whole chest and own them. You're a coward, otherwise. Thanks, Reddit. Yeah, I don't think the coward thing, but yeah, I get that you can't speak them because it's going to make you look like that. So maybe you are being an asshole. If you're looking like an asshole, if you articulate them to the other person, maybe you're being an asshole. Hmm. Look, Christ brings a sword. Seriously, I don't want to have to ban you, but you're sort of just going around threatening people. It's not cool, man. Like it's not cool. I wouldn't come in and sort of threaten you in a stream that you're in. I don't understand why you think that's okay. We're just trying to have fun here. All right, buddy. Yeah, you're banned. And it's a real shame. It's a real shame. I would like to hear your perspective and what you think, rather than just you threatening my audience. Like, why? Where does that get you? It just gets you blocked. So, who's threatening? Yeah, Christ brings a sword is sort of saying, you won't be laughing soon. The implied threat is definitely there. Um, yeah, I think that I've sort of had enough with his threats and his, sort of hostility and his deplorable behavior. And he's telling people to get boosters, so he's obviously got a problems, and sort of telling people that they're going to get plague or cancer or whatever he's suggesting. It's not cool. Um, who's going to bring us a sword? Look, really don't need a sword. Yeah, poster is an ass. I agree with you. I agree with you. No, that's okay, Siren. No worries at all, mate. It's fine. I try to keep an eye on chat as much as possible. I do have problems because I'm you know just not a professional and terrible at what I'm doing. So yeah, I kind of admit, like, if you're worried that saying that to them will make you look like a jerk, maybe you're being a jerk. Maybe not. I could be wrong. Maybe you are. Maybe you are. Oh, itchy nose. Oh, Beamsy, you're terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Hey, Nara. An update one? Do we want an update one? Let's go to the original. Go to the original. Is that the original? Oh, that's the update one. Okay. Sorry, I'll just get the update one because I'm doing it by screen. Okay, so this is the original. So we got a two-parter for you. A two-parter. A two-parter. Am I the arsehole? Excuse me. Am I the arsehole for not giving my boss a first-class seat? Yesterday, my boss and I were flying home from a conference. We're on the same flight, but our original seats were not next to one each other. I'm a frequent traveler on this airline and use their credit card, so often I get free upgrades to first class. I got upgraded on this flight, and my boss did not. After the flight, when we were connecting our bags, she said she wanted to talk to me about my lack of respect for protocol. What the? What? I don't. She thinks that because the company paid for my original ticket and she is more senior than me, I should have given her the first class seat. I think this is absolutely insane. While the company paid for my seat, it's my own personal credit card spending and frequent travel that earned me the upgraded seat. Is this some kind of corporate standard I'm not aware of? Am I the asshole? No, no. What the hell? I d- they upgraded you for frequently flying with them, but you're supposed to give it to your boss? Look, just because you're the boss doesn't I just wow. Um I gotta say not the asshole, I suppose. That one was short. I mean, we'll look at the update in a second, actually. Actually, that's a good idea. Where's the update? Where's the update? That was very short. Update. Thank you to many of you kind Redditors who made me realize one, I was not the asshole in this situation. Two, I was very in a very toxic work situation. I took the advice of many of you. Okay, so clarified the policy with HR. The company, of course, did not have this policy. Yeah, upvote. Yeah, so when you're working in corporate, there's going to be a number of corporate regulations and policies that the company will have that you are obliged to follow being a member of that company. Giving a seat that you've gotten because of your credit card is not going to be in there. Now, checking in with human resources, sometimes it does behoove you to just give people what they want because it's not worth causing a fuss. You do have to pick your battles in corporate situations. What you're going to fight on, what you're just let it go because it's not really important. This one, I don't see it as that important. But if the boss is going to treat them shittily because of this, um, it may be a good idea to bring it up with HR and say, hey, the boss is giving me a hard time on this, and I'd like to, sort it out and be reasonable about it. Um, Clarified the policy with HR. The company, of course, did not have this. Of course, it didn't. I also took your advice to get out of that job quickly, and I'm happy to say I'm starting a new job in 3 weeks. I know the person who will be my supervisor in my new job, and she is a very kind, normal person. Yeah, pretty nervous to give my notice to the toxic boss on Monday. Why? I mean, what are they going to do? They can't take any vindictive actions after you've handed in your resignation. Like, that's not a thing they can do. Once you've handed in your resignation, they can't sort of, well, at least in my country, they can't like punish you for that. That's not possible. Pretty nervous to give my notice to the toxic boss on Monday, but oh well, if she's nasty, then my 2 weeks notice will just become an immediate resignation. We live in a one-party consent for recording state and plan to record the phone conversation, protect myself. That's a very good idea. If you do live in a one-party consent recording, record it. Get it. Look, having documentation, like, sort of making notes in meetings and sort of recording things where you're allowed to record, and asking to have them email you, the understanding between you, just so you can read over it and make sure we're on the same page. This kind of stuff. There's no problem with doing that. Nobody in a corporate setting who is working for a company should be afraid to email you what you've agreed on or what they're proposing. I kind of have this thing of, when I talk to somebody in corporate structures and we have an agreement, we say, okay, well, here's the way we're going to resolve it. The best thing to do is ask, hey, can I just send that through to you, what my understanding of the agreement is? Or you just send me through, what you think the agreement is, just so we can make sure we're on the same page. And then you have a record of what you've agreed to. There's no situation where having a record of what you've discussed and what you've done is not helpful. In fact, when I used to work in corporate areas, we used to use MSN Messenger. I know, terrible. It was a terrible job. Um, but I would always make sure I turned on the recording of those MSN messages. Like, you just have to go into the system and say, "Hey, put this out to a log file. Like, just output it to a text file. Keep what you need and not what you're not." Because when you talk to people in a corporate setting, some of them, shock horror, will not do what they say they're going to do, or they will say something different. And having a record of the conversation is fantastic. Yeah, no, I agree, Daryl. I totally agree, mate. But then at least you know that they're not going to stand by their word. Then at least you can confirm, hey, they're not going to actually do what they're saying they're doing. Instead of that, well, I haven't seen it yet. Are they going to do it? Are they not going to do it? Like, what? At least then you can say, hey, I know they're not going to do it, and take the appropriate action that you do need to take from there. At least you can do that when they say, no, I'm not going to put that in an email. You're like, okay, so we're not going to be doing that then. Okay, gotcha. Titan Uranus. Yeah, so Titan, you'd be proud of me. I blocked somebody from the channel forever here today. You would be proud, mate. You'd be proud. I know you're proud of me. Thanks for getting push to move on. This isn't really an update. It's more just a frigging resolution. I mean, you're burying the lead. You're giving the game away on the first. All right. Well, Christ brings a sword. Christ brings a sword. It's kind of, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a shame. I don't think they're particularly a bad person. I just think that they let sort of anger and you know um vitriol get the better of them, quite frankly. But it's just a bad vibe. I don't like a bad vibe. I like a good vibe. I like a happy vibe. Um, the big boss. Get X-Men First Class. I do like a happy vibe. Oh, and I did. I don't know if you noticed. I set up some intro music and stuff. I hope you liked it. It's nice and happy. Whoops. All right. Well, this is a two-question poll because I accidentally hit the wrong button. Deal with it in some way that makes you happy. Yeah, I mean, we couldn't figure out whether. Well, I couldn't figure out whether it was cancer or the bubonic plague, which is kind of hilarious. So yeah, it's up in the air. Big bad. Either is bad. Let's face it. Like, wishing any kind of disease upon people. Hell, wishing a rash upon somebody is bad. Much less a potentially lethal disease. I mean, who does that really? It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross, to be honest with you. Pretty gross. Do I look like Professor Xavier? Look, I don't know. I mean, it's just because I'm bald. Let's face it. I don't look like him except that I'm bald. It's just the baldness. All bald people look alike to you, GG. It's a problem. It's a problem. Okay. Glum demand. Glum demand. Okay, let me get rid of this poll. Poster is fine. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely, poster is fine. Yeah, screw that boss. That boss is a tool. You know what? I have had some bosses. You get these occasional bosses that are like, no, you're my employee. You have the benefits, kind of thing. You get these people that and you talk about leadership, and I think that when you have a leader that leads by example, that puts themselves as the best employee, and does the hard work and really takes the lead, there's a certain way that a boss can inspire people, to be their best and to work their hardest. And there's a special type of person that will be leading the charge, if you will. They'll be the one taking on the hard tasks, not avoiding the hard problems. Somebody that, like, true leadership is showing them how it's done, not telling people what to do. And those people make the most fantastic bosses, and you work really hard for them because they're working hard for you. It's this whole idea of, oh well, the boss should be the one with all the privilege and do less of the work. No, that's not a true leader, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. Am I the arsehole for not telling my girlfriend to cover up to spare my friend's feelings? Not telling your girlfriend to cover up to spare your friend's feelings. I, 30 male, have a friend who invited me, my girlfriend, and a bunch of our other friends over to his house for a pool party / barbecue. One of the people attending was a good friend of mine named Christine, 37 female, who had given birth a few months ago. Christine had had a hard pregnancy and developed postpartum depression, so she was looking forward to the occasion to help lighten her mood. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, tell your friend to stop looking. Yeah. Tell your friend to cover their eyes. Get them a blindfold. My girlfriend Alex, 26 female, is a model influencer, and as you can imagine, she's very beautiful. This is just a flex. This is just a frigging flex right now. This is important. Oh, it's so important. Okay, well, I presume it's important to the story, but I get what you're saying. Everyone at the party is wearing some form of swimming gear. All the guys are wearing trunks and tank tops or Hawaiian shirts, and the women are wearing bikinis or swimsuits. Alex stole the show, however. She didn't wear anything too revealing or inappropriate, but it did turn heads. Well, yeah, some people are just attractive to the general population. Okay. Alex was swimming, and I was talking with some of my other friends when another friend of mine, Jane, pulled me to the side. She asked if Alex could cover up a little bit. Christine was getting upset by her appearance. Yeah, that's you. Why you like? I get that you're upset at your appearance, but you can't just tell people to cover up because somebody else doesn't like that they look prettier than them. I that's I Christine was getting upset by her appearance. I asked how, and apparently Christine's postpartum depression has manifested itself into a bad case of body dysmorphia. She said that Alex is making her jealous and triggering against her dysmorphia. Okay, so here's the thing. Nobody makes you anything. Okay? Your feelings, while valid, they come from yourself and your experience with things. They are valid. Okay? Every feeling is valid. Because she's feeling dysmorphia, it is valid that she's feeling that way. I get it. And it's a shame, but nobody made her feel that way. Right? So this is a case where somebody is doing absolutely nothing wrong. And her situation, the situation that she is in, has her feeling a certain way. But nobody made her feel that way. Valid for her. Yeah, absolutely. It is valid for her. So I'm not saying that the reason behind it is valid or that it is there is no correct way to feel. Every feeling is valid. The reason behind it may not be valid or rational. Okay, so I'll put it that way because I can hear you squirming at that, GG. I can almost sense you squirm at that. Yes. So every feeling is valid, but the reason behind it may not be rational or valid kind of thing. So the idea that that person is making her feel that way isn't valid, but the feeling itself is valid because they feel a certain way about their own body. They are in this situation where they are depressed about their own body and what the pregnancy has done to them. And this is why we sort of say, hey, pregnancy is not just pregnancy. No, it's fine, Gigi. I'm only making a joke, but it's fine. Look, this is why we say pregnancy is not just this idea that you just squirt out a baby and it's fine and it's all easy and sort of thing. Thank you, Gigi. I really appreciate it. I really do, mate. And I'm just joking. I get what you're saying. That when we say feelings are valid, it means that the feeling itself is an indicator of something. Like if I see somebody in a darkened alley and I feel afraid, it means that that feeling is valid insofar as there is a reason why I'm afraid, right? So it may have been some experience I had where I was attacked in a darkened alley previously. So it tells us something about ourselves. Our feelings are always about ourselves and our perspectives. Sometimes those feelings are sort of correct in the way that they are pointing to how, intuition is pointing to sort of, I am making a correct evaluation of the situation. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes the reasons for that are not valid. So, the fact that I got jumped in an alley previously in my life, it's not really a valid reason to be afraid of the alley. And that's what we've got to think, but the feeling itself tells me something. And this feeling that Christine is having is telling her something. And so the feeling is valid. But the something that it's telling her is not that that person needs to cover up. That is not the correct response. The correct response is, how do I come to terms with my own body, and why sort of why do I perceive this person as being more beautiful than me? Because that's not something that is really important. When I use beauty, I'm not talking about physical beauty. I just, yeah, this is really sad though, and I really feel for this Christine person. Like I get it. It's really I really would wish you all the best. I was confused, but I said okay. I talked to Alex. Yeah, probably not a great idea. And she said that while she understood, she didn't understand why she had to cover up for the sake of somebody else's feelings. And she is correct. Your girlfriend, Alex, is correct. She shouldn't have to be um, um, put in a different cat, because everybody else there at the party is wearing the same stuff. That's the thing. She is being sort of biased against, or she is being put in a special category for something she has no control over. I mean, you might say, "Oh, but she's gorgeous. That's poor her," kind of thing. But in this situation, you are putting her in a special category, taking away her freedom to do something because of something she has no control over. Right? Needless to say, she didn't do it, nor should she have to. Christine ended up leaving 2 hours later. Jane came up to me and said that Christine left because she couldn't stop crying. She also said me and Alex are assholes for not being accommodating to Christine's feelings. Now, while I understand that PPD is a sensitive issue and Christine is dealing with a lot, I don't understand how we're assholes here. Are we the assholes? No, no, no. It's sad to say that, but no. I think that um, who was it? Jane is the person asking her to cover up, or insisting that she cover up. Jane, yes, Jane. So I think Jane should talk to Christine and say, "Hey, if you can't if you can't handle this, then you may not be ready to go to a pool party, right? If you can't handle what may be at a pool party, you may not be ready for that, and we might need to work more upon your body issues, kind of thing. He could have asked his girlfriend if he's wanted. It's up to him. Yeah, I mean, I would probably ask. I would probably say to my girlfriend, "Hey, there's a person there. Do you mind covering up? Would you do that?" If they said no, I would say that's fair enough. It's completely on you. That's fine. Oh yeah, pragmatic crystal. She's not the only one with feelings. Yeah, yeah. Um, so I can't imagine what it'd be like to say, "Hey, could you not look so beautiful?" Because obviously I'm not. So I don't know what that'd be like. But that would kind of suck as well. That would kind of be, you know, what I don't choose how I look. Why is that something that I should think? I'm gonna come down though. I'm gonna come down. Stop being perfect. Yeah, sure, GG. Um, I'm gonna come down on no assholes. I'm gonna come down on sort of no one sucks. I think that um everybody is sort of I do totally empathize with someone who's been through a pregnancy and has postpartum depression. I I can't, obviously I'll never know what that's like, obviously, because I don't think I'm gonna be pregnant and giving birth anytime soon. Just saying, revelation. But I don't think I can imagine how upsetting that would be. I really do feel for them. Um Not gatekeeping girlfriend. Um Well, PC, I guess, I mean, sometimes it's not as easy as dealing with it, but I do get what you mean. If you have a situation that you're sort of you can't deal with something, I get that. You might have to work on it and work hard on it and sort of um, see somebody, see a therapist, do some work on your mentality because um, I said you are hot jokingly to another man, and a mod asked me if I was hitting on him. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, nobody's stopping you, I guess. No, I'm thinking of the life of Brian. Yeah, Monty Python, you have the right to have a baby. That was a very funny scene, though. That was a very funny scene. The life of Brian was all very funny. Recording the eclipse on my computer. Yeah, I didn't know the eclipse was on. Where is it? Is it in the US? Is that why it's such a hot topic right now? PPD sucks. I severe, but I expect someone to cover up my feelings. Christine needs therapy. Yeah, she needs help and all the best to her. Like seriously, it sucks. It sucks. Having PPD and BD, postpartum depression and body dysmorphia, I presume. I sympathize, but I just avoided situations like this prior to my therapy and now have had enough therapy to deal. My mental issues aren't my fault, but they're my responsibility. Yeah, absolutely. I've often talked about fault or fault or guilt or culpability versus responsibility before. Um, Handpick them. These are the first ones coming up. GG. These are just I just go in and I've never seen these before. Um I don't sort of curate them or read them beforehand. I'm getting them just as you are. Um, this is my unblemished diagnosis of what's going down. Oh, Perth Observatory. But wait, can you see it in Perth? What? 11:20 is the maximum eclipse. Um, hold on a second. Why did I not know about this? Hold on a sec. I've got to go look out my back window. Hold on. Um, 'I'll work it out sometime soon. I just want to see if this eclipse is happening now. I didn't capture it. Just one sec. Thank you, sweetie. Hello. Oh dear. I think I completely screwed that up. So thank you so much. Look, it's not really it's not really that dark, or there's no real total eclipse. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, it says the maximum is like 11:20:30, which is like now, and it's certainly not a total eclipse. Yeah, so it's a maximum eclipse. It's sort of not total. Apparently an Exmouth, yes. Yes, apparently an Exmouth. So that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, I didn't have my thing set up correctly, so it just defaulted to something I didn't want. So yeah, absolutely mucking it up. It's really good. Oh dear. Sorry, Chris. It's just an aimbot thing, so it's okay. Just don't vote. I'll close the poll, and we can vote on the next one. No one sucks. Yeah, I'm inclined to think that way. I'm inclined to think that way. So where was my thing? What's it? Uh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, clearly no one sucks. Absolutely, Chris. No one sucks here. No one sucks. Okay. Next, um, nearby message. Well, I'm glad it's nearby. Look, yeah, you see it a bit better than that's, but it's not a cloudy one. Yeah, it's like a little bit dim, but I mean, I don't want to really stare at the sun for a long period of time, but it's certainly not a total eclipse where I am, which is fine. That's cool. It's a rare hybrid, annular, then complete, then annular. Yeah, not where I am. But Exmouth is like really far up north where I am, like a long way north. So yeah. Am I the arsehole for telling my daughter that I'll be missing her graduation to attend my son's? Oh, why is it graduation on the same day? I, 43 female, have two children. My daughter May is 21 and my son Luke is 17. I like when they include the names. Do you like when they? I like when they include the names. I can say, hey, May is this and Luke is that. I kind of like it. May's father and I split shortly after his born, and I met my now husband when she was about a year old. Okay, so her dad. Due to work and life circumstances, May primarily stayed with her father but visited us on the weekends when she was younger. That's fair. She's an incredibly bright girl. She has a AA. Is that a battery? That's a battery, right? She has a AA battery. No, either that or it's Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't know what an AA is. If somebody knows what an AA is, please do tell me. She's about to graduate with her Bachelor of Arts, and she's been accepted into a master's program that starts in the fall. I'm so proud of her. I can't say that enough. Yeah, that's an amazing achievement. Amazing achievement. Well done, May. Good on you, May. That's awesome. My son Luke is graduating from high school this year. It's not that big an achievement. I have to say it, but your daughter's achievement's kind of, a bit more significant. Yeah, no, I said Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't think that's what she's talking about for, 21-year-old May. I'm not sure. Administrative assistant. That's true. All right, May at 21 is going to college with an administrative assistant. Sure. Let's do that. Um, Graduation is a few days after my daughter. We don't live very close by anymore, so I'd be back and forth flights, which just doesn't feel practical. Since May is getting another degree, I've told her that I'll attend her next graduation, but this time I'm just going to attend her brother's since graduating high school is such a big step. Is it though? I don't think that it is. Australia, we don't have a graduation ceremony from high school. You just do high school. Tell me, Beamsy, did you have a graduation from high school? You don't really get given like a high school diploma and stuff. It's kind of like, yeah, everybody goes through high school. Like it's just like you don't have a ceremony and stuff where it's given to you. It's like sort of big freaking deal. I I think that your associate of arts. Oh, okay, associate of arts. I haven't heard of that before. You did? Okay. So some people do, some people don't. I didn't when I graduated high school. I didn't. Um, High school graduation is a big deal here. Really? I We had ceremonies in Harvard. Did you feel those ceremonies were necessary, Amy? And at the end, who has no? Come on, nobody has a primary school graduation ceremony. Come on now. Now you're just pulling my leg. It's massive in the US. Well, yeah, I can't see it. Yeah, but did you think it was necessary? Yeah, no, I believe you. I believe you, honestly, but did you feel it was necessary? Like, I believe you. Like, I'm not questioning your integrity. I'm sorry. Um, bye, Amber. Take care, mate. It's always good to see you. Always. Thanks for coming. Um, May seemed a little upset at first, but she told me it was fine and that she understood. My ex called me later and told me that I wasn't considering May's feelings in the slightest. Her high school education in 2020 was cancelled due to lockdown. Then her ceremony for her AA was virtual for the same reason, and now she's finally having one. Mine not going has really hurt her. Yeah, well, if May hasn't had one, I told my ex that I'd go to her next one, and that's just that it's not fair that I not show up for her brother. She said it's more than possible for me to come see her graduate, then fly back in time to see my son do the same. My thing is, yes, that it's possible, but it isn't practical. May told me up herself that she's a little upset about it, which is why she vented to her dad, but she apologized for making an issue. I don't know how to feel about this. Am I being the asshole here? Um, uh, I don't know. I think so. Yeah, I think a little bit. I don't think that a high school graduation really means a lot. My daughter found this post. The drama, the drama, which wasn't my intention, but I did reach out to her to apologize for not being considerate of how this was going to make you feel. I'm going to fly out early to spend more time with her and to attend her graduation ceremony. There you go. Happy ending. But yeah, you kind of are a little bit, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Just a little. Just a little. Oh, it is happening now? Hmm. It's all happening. Yep, 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 yep. I saw it. I saw it. Well, it's not like I've got the glasses to look at it anyway, to be honest with you. But you sort of eclipses are always odd. They're always like a weird feeling. They're kind of like a liminal space kind of feeling. Live footage from Exmouth, very cool. All right, well, um, so this is the live footage from Exmouth. Yeah, so it's not a perfect. Go back 1 minute or so. All right, all right. Woo! Yeah, I definitely have to agree. So this is an X mouth. Scroll back. I don't want to go too far back. No, I was just about to mention. So if you're wondering, like, you know, this is P Town's ultimate proof for God. By the way, just letting you know. Just a little. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can also hang on. I'm gonna get my fat mug out of the way. Actually, oops, that's not the one I'm looking for. That's not the one I'm looking for either. Oh my god! No, that's the one I'm looking for. All right, I'm a professional. People, you can tell. Wow, that's pretty trippy. That is pretty trippy. 45 minutes, we see maybe one fifth to the bottom. Okay. Yeah. Well, it isn't that dark. It's passing over. But where we are, like in Exmouth, it's total eclipse. Where we are, it's just partial. But the question is, how do we? How do we? Uh, yeah, yeah. So what's causing this eclipse kind of thing? Like, so if the moon is sort of local, how does that happen? And how do people sort of in Exmouth and Perth both see the eclipse? How come people in all around the place are going to see it, kind of thing? It's a problem. So yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, and how can we predict them so well? If our model's wrong, how do we keep predicting these eclipses perfectly? And predict this person in this area will see this and that area will see that. Yeah, that's wicked. I mean, his um his knowledge of astronomy is only slightly greater than his knowledge of biblical slavery, and that was something. If you didn't see that debate, that was definitely something. Get to the live stuff. Yeah, so now it's just moving away, which is great. So I'll finish this one up, and then we can all go watch the eclipse. Uh, it is interesting. Don't get me wrong; it's definitely interesting, and it's cool and it's beautiful. Definitely. Did I do a poll for this one? Did I do a poll? Yeah, no one sucks. Okay. No, I gotcha. I gotcha. What does Reddit think? You're the asshole. It isn't fair to pick between your son and daughter. Yeah, thanks, Reddit. Yeah. No, I kind of do agree. And that if your daughter has not had any ceremony that you've attended because of whatever reason. Yeah, she did. She did. So, I think maybe that's sort of with the update. These people are probably talking about before the update. Oh, Daryl, you ruined my poll. Everyone sucks. That's how you roll. Well, you know what? If everyone sucks, then you suck. You didn't think about that, did you? You didn't think about that, did you, Daryl? Go to your next one is so shitty. Yeah, it is. Is there going to be a next one? Like, I mean, she's got her associate degree and she's got her Bachelor of Arts. Is she going to have another graduation? Like, what if she doesn't get another one? Yeah. Yeah, you said everyone. That means you suck as well. So there you go. There you go. Hoisted by your own petard. You're the asshole. You're the. Nah, I love Daryl. No worries, man. Like, all good. It's just a joke. Okay. Um, you know what? I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more. I feel like doing one more. Um, yeah. I mean, the eclipse is cool and everything. But I am here to aimbot. I got to admit. Uh, the last one. Am I the asshole for not buying new graduation dresses? What the hell is going on? Why is it all graduation stuff? What? You are not garbage. Come on now. Come on now. No, no, absolutely not. You're like one of the best people I know. Lamabsi is for not buying a new grad. Before it was like marriages, and now it just seems to have switched to graduation. Is this because of spring break or something? Is this like a seasonal change that we've had from I'm pissed about my wedding dress to I'm pissed about my graduation dress? Is this what we're doing now? It's graduation season. Okay, thanks, Yaden. Yeah, okay, that's why. All right. Well, I mean, it's just um, I 17 bought a champagne colored grad dress. I go to a small school, so high school grad and prom are the same night, same dance event. So there's a formal prom dress. A couple of from my grade have just got engaged and announced they're going to get married the weekend after graduation. That's a little young. Can you get married at 17? Is that okay? The problem is the bride to be is planning to wear white to prom and asked that I get a new dress because mine is too bridal and would take attention away from her. Oh, come on. All right, yeah, this may just be a post by a 17-year-old people. Your dress is too nice and it might take attention away from me. I told her no, and her friends are being really mean and hostile towards me. Yeah, that's. Am I the asshole? It would be timely and costly to sell mine and buy a new dress. I really love the one I bought. Then you go wear it, girl. Bride to be is planning to wear white to prom. Like her wedding is where she gets to be the attention, the center of attention and kind of thing, not the prom. I mean, seriously? All right, well, I'll do a poll, but this is stupid. Upstaging a bride on her wedding. Oh no, wait, it's not her wedding, it's the prom, which is before the wedding, like a week before. But because people are self-centered, they want to have the center of attention. This is so weird. Um wow. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't understand how they're like, think of the children, think of the children. But, you know, my child wants to get married at 13. That's perfectly fine. That's fine. It's weird. It's so weird. Yeah, no, I'm inclined to agree, Gigi. This is definitely a first world problem. But let's face it, most of these are. This really is like it's kind of an exercise in a little bit of triviality, to be honest with you. But they're wanting to be judged. I am here to judge. I will judge you if you want to be judged. If you don't, maybe not. So I think Reddit tore the other girl a new ass, because that's what I'd expect from Reddit. Let's face it, they are unforgiving, merciless creatures. Yeah, the prom isn't her event. Yeah, it's nothing to do with the wedding. That's what I said. I agree. All right, it's going on about getting married because you're going into the army. People do that. They get married thinking it's going to save their relationship through, deployment, because that's not a thing. Like that isn't something that happens. Whether you're married or not doesn't save your relationship through deployment. It just doesn't. They want married. Yeah, okay, Reddit. You don't know. They're incredibly religious. Maybe. In case the person dies. That's a fair point, GG. That's a fair point. Well, I mean, legally they would have um, more rights to things like estates and stuff like that. But that's incredibly depressing. Hey, I'm going to marry you in case you're deployed and get shot or blown up or something. That's awful. My thought to request of OP shows her immaturity, much too young to get married. That's kind of a good point. If she's going to go, well, you're upstaging me, kind of thing. Yeah, that's a good point, Amy. I think it does affect the pension. That's a very good point. Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair. I completely retract my shade on on you know people getting married before they go to the military. That's fair. I suppose it depends why you're doing it. I guess context is king or queen or sort of non-gendered monarch of your choice around here definitely is key. It would be inappropriate for OP to wear a white or white adjacent dress to the girl's wedding. I mean, it's the prom. Like, come on. And like to sort of bully you for that isn't cool. It isn't cool. What color is champagne anyway? I mean, I hate to be. Oh, yeah, that isn't even white. Oh, come on now. Seriously? What a loser. Yeah, thanks, Reddit. You're just merciless. Everyone's prom to make it all about her. Yeah. I think Bridezilla comes from. Bridezilla doesn't work because it's not her wedding. Prom Queenzilla. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I think this is sort of a 17, 18-year-old who absolutely wants all the attention. You go get looking stunning in the yeah, absolutely. You go, girl. Apparently not. Apparently, like a white adjacent is off limits. So, bone, china colored, um, you know, Republican, anything like white adjacent. Yeah, okay. So Reddit's absolutely not the arsehole. Yeah, I'm kind of inclined to agree. Absolutely. And the poll says poster is fine. Yep, absolutely agree. Everybody's coming down on the same one. And I think she said the editors thanks so much. Has the brightest and shiniest champagne done? Okay, well, nobody's going to prove you wrong, Peter, and it's nice to see you as well. I'm doing well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Renting your clothes, feel like you are not a bad guy for just wanting to wear a nice dress at prom, and someone happens to be getting married the weekend after. Come on now, that's silly. That's just silly. Come on now. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's almost like this thread in Reddit is sort of democratizing morality, right? Like you're just basically giving it up to public opinion whether something is moral or something is not moral. It's kind of very interesting to me. Should morality be a democracy? Should that be the case? Maybe, maybe. Yeah, no problem, Peter. No problem. Thanks so much for dropping in, and it's really good to see you. And I'll be doing some more live stuff. I totally understand the time differences. I'm all over the place when it comes to time difference, so totally understand. So what have I got coming up? I probably will be having a flat Earth debate coming up on Modern Day Debate. I know that's the only ones I seem to get on Modern Day Debate. I was kind of a little jealous that there was a gun control debate today because I'd been pestering James to do that one for a while. But you know, it is what it is. I get what I can get. It happens. But you know, I'd really like to do the next one on either gun control or the death penalty, things that I feel strongly about. So I think that I've got a flat debate. That one might be with Leo Filius, which you know, um, the people who we're going up against, I kind of feel sorry for them. Me and Leo together should be a riot of real science and um, um, you know, logic and rationality. So feel sorry for whatever flat earthers that Leo and I are going to lay into. That's going to be great. Yeah, they have. What's your view on the death penalty? Yeah, so I don't the death penalty, as far as I'm concerned, the death penalty, there's no absolutely zero reason for it. It doesn't work. It doesn't prevent anybody from committing crimes. If you want to say, hey, somebody will, you know, never commit that crime again, well, yeah, that's true. But if they spend, you know, life in prison until they're 80, they're not going to commit that crime again either. So um, I think that there's no reason for the death penalty. I think that what the Norwegian and the Scandinavian countries are doing is way better for actually preventing crime. So, really, it depends on what you want the outcome to be, in my opinion. I mean, I could talk for ages on this. I probably won't, GG, but thanks for bringing it up. Um, it depends it depends on what you want the outcome to be. If you want someone to be punished and suffer or you know be killed for what they've done as a sort of vengeance or a sort of you know punitive thing for what they've done, sure, it works. If you actually want to prevent crime and to um, make society a better place, then it isn't the best solution. It isn't the best way about going about things. It just isn't. So um, that's why, and that's apart from the inhumanity of the way you execute them, and you know, sort of all of the other things aside. It's just from a practical standpoint, it just doesn't work. It actually costs more to execute somebody than to keep them for life in jail, which is surprising, but that's the way that it is. It's because of all of the appeals, all of the checking, all of the stuff involved. Um, and yeah, that's apart from the immorality of it. And yeah, absolutely, that is a concern. Innocent people have died. That's not even debatable. So yeah, that's a consideration. But I mean, just the practicality of it. What the people that say, "Hey, it prevents crime," it doesn't. It just doesn't. We've got the statistics. It just doesn't. So you know. But apart from that, I'm going to be trying to do some more debate reviews. As I said, we've got a Royal Rumble from Amy, the wonderful Amy stream, which is just a which is just me talking very loudly over the top of somebody just to make him mad and then trying to provoke him, which is petulant and childish, but there was a very good reason for me doing that. So I will post that very soon. And I will try to do some more of the debate dissections, the reviews, because I really did enjoy doing that with Ember, who was here earlier. And I'll try and get some more people on. Maybe get AJ to do one with me if he feels up to it. Maybe get Grayson to do one with me if he feels up with it. You know, just have some dissections of debates, because I feel like it really interests me what's going on in them. But I'm going to call it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I've actually had a lot of fun. My lymph nodes are fine for now. I will update you if anything happens to my lymph nodes, because apparently that's something I should be checking, according to the person who's now been banned forever from my channel. So, of course, as always, be kind to yourself and to each other. Do take care, and have a great day, night, or morning, whichever you're at. Thank you.